So, back to going fishing again. So obviously back to doing my videos. I've not done one for a long time. I've just been focusing on work. I'm only doing a small 24 hours just to get me into 2023. So I haven't been since last year. I think it was October last year. So it's been a long time. Let's see if I can still remember most of the things, eh? So where am I going? I'm going Wylands. I'm going for New Specy Lake. And I'm first time going to start using some pop-ups. I said I've divered with them before. I never stuck it out. And my brothers always say that that's their go-to is pop-up. So I've got some Pacific tuna ones because that's my favourite bait. And I'm going to see if I can stick it out at least one rod, and then have a bottom bait on the second. I'm only fishing 2 rods, just because obviously the time of year, and I just want to take it easy. I just want to enjoy laying back and doing nothing, basically, to be honest with you. I say I'm more going just to have a break, just to get away from the rat race of driving around on the bus all day. So yeah, so I've got my gear ready. There's a lot of stuff that I'm taking for some reason. I can't understand why, but it is what it is. Whatever I don't use, I leave in the car. I think it's also I'm just worried about the cold a little bit. So that noise you can hear is a dog. We got him for Christmas for the kids, but it's become more my dog, to be honest with you. I said, look at him. Look, he's stuck. He's not allowed over there. That's where we keep all the shoes, and he keeps eating them. And he's climbed over there. Now he's got stuck. So we'll fool him. So I am on New Specy at wylands, and this is my first 24 hours since last year. So this is the first session of 2023. Now it took me a while to set up. I got here about 6:30. It's 8 o'clock now. I've got the bivvy up, got my bed in. I've not got a trolley, so it's took me like three loads to bring it over, which has absolutely killed me, because the swim I've chosen after finding out the depths in the lake with my depth float, it's quite far back. Now where I've chosen is about 5 foot of water. Where I was going to go, back up that way, I think it was between 3 and 4, where here it's between 4 and 5, maybe 6 in some places. I have seen a fish show down this end as well, which supported the reason why I come down here, for the depth of the water. I have put one of my rods on a pop-up, which is the Pacific tuna. This is the 40mm yellow pop-ups from CC Moore. Promise you now, they smell banging. Nice yellow colour. With this yellow colour I'm going to start flicking out some corn just to get them used to picking up stuff that colour. And it's worked for me before. I had brand corn. The reason why is because about 3 years ago I come over here similar time of the year and no one was catching, and I was on the back of the island. It was quite narrow down there. There's only swim left, and I was putting 2 bits of corn on and flicking it up just in front of the island, and I didn't stop all day. I think it was about 16 fish in the end. I think the biggest being about 22 pound. Everyone kept asking what I was doing. I'm not tight with my information. I was just using corn. I said, so just sometimes you hit the spot, you find where they're sitting, and you have a field day. I was only doing a 12-hour day as well. I really did enjoy it. I think I've got the lake to myself. There's no one else here. There's no one here this morning. I don't know if anyone will come on later. I'm hoping he don't rush me out in the morning, because I don't expect to be packed up by 7. So I might even see if I can convince the wife to let me stay an extra few hours and just give him a little bit of money. So we'll see what they say. It's a little bit windy. So obviously Scotland have got that big windstorm. I was a bit worried about catching the breeze down here. Well, I've got that tree. I'm just hoping it don't fall on me if it does pick up tonight. And I've got, the reason why I've got my bivvy facing this way, I've got the wind blowing directly in the corner, which I will probably stick a bait out there later on tonight and just walk around and bait up to see if they're chasing the current. But I've got it so I can see the entrance, and so I don't want anyone popping over without me noticing. And I lay that side facing me rods. What else to say? So yes, I've got one on the Pacific pop-up. I've got it on a stiff rig with a Fox. Yeah, I'll get it out and show you actually. No, I'm not a big fan of pop-ups. I've not used them for a while. I tend to sort of use them for a little while and then fall back to bottom baits because that's what I'm comfortable on. But that's the rig it's on, so it's that braided stuff. Okay, got that on it with. Let's quickly get these out. It's those little Fox weights with the elastic, so you put the weight on the bottom of the hook. Once you spreaded some of that plastic off, you stretch that out and it holds the weight on basically. I said the pate, I've got some but I don't like using it. It's a lot of sticky and fucking, you stick it back in your tackle box and it all sticks everywhere like here, look. And I've got a £50 quarter tackle box and trying to look after it because the missus wasn't happy when I told her how much it was. But I do love it, as you can see. So you get all your compartments up there for all your. I've got all my swivels, all my anti-tangle sleeves, and all my clips all up there. You get these little compartments here, put hooks on. I've got all my zig stuff in that one. What have I got in that? Just got some loose big cat hooks and stuff in that in there when I go cat fishing. My main hook I use is the Corda Camera Coras. Yeah, I think that's the way you pronounce it. Oh, what do you think? Wind? I think wind. I might have to high up the sensitivity on it and see what happens. But yeah, so that's my little tackle box. All my bits and bobs in there. It's lovely. I suppose I'll go through some of the bait there if you like. So I went to that Essex Carp show and yeah, it was great fun. Loads of us there. A few of the famous faces, as you can say. I said I'm not really into all the famous faces. So I know a lot of people like to go out and take pictures of them and stuff like that, but I just enjoy my fishing. I don't do it for fucking. Don't really get celebrity eyes and all that sort of Why am I French? Well, anyway, let's get back to the point. Right, so I went to the Essex Carp show and Crafty Catchers were doing a special offer. This was £10. You get a nice case and you get all their flavours of pop up. So you get candy cane, pink and white. You get chocolate tang, this is orange and white. And then you get, what's that, mulberry, which is just like pink and white. But pink do really well on Mousehole, so. And then you got Vindaloo. That was a tenner. I don't think that was too bad. But also what they was doing, let's put that to one side, is they was doing a £30 bait bundle. And I think this was quite impressive. So what you got in this was you get a nice case for it, which is all lined. Yeah, that's just wind feathers. You get a pack of pop-ups with it, which is a different flavour to what was in there. That's king prawn, because this is all king prawn flavour. Let's put that there. You get hook bait enhancer, king prawn. You get the super feeding cloud, which is king prawn. You get some 15mm king prawn buoys, 1 kilogram bag. think they are 18, I'm not too sure. No, that's another bag of 15. So you get 2 bags of 15 king prawn boilies. So I'm probably going to test that out. I don't have anything else. You also get little clip. Okay, yeah, well that's over there now. So you get a clip, and you get some bait dust. Oh, I think that's a bite, people. That one. Get some bait dust to stick all over your boilies and that when you put the glug on. And obviously, that's why I don't like coming fishing when the weather's. I definitely got to turn that down a little bit, I think. Right, well we get all that. Also, you get the what you saw earlier, which were the little rig, the little zig rig set up. So if all fails, I'll probably crack open some of this. Let's quickly grab that clip. Went halfway over the other side. Oh, where's that come off? That's come off there, hasn't it? Yeah, that's a little clip. It's a seal. So even though they've got seals on them, it's handy to have, I suppose. Take that out. But all that for 30 quid. No, no, I think the bag's got 18 quid on their own. Alright, what other bait I've brand? So I've got my go-to Pacific tuna wafters. Also I'm a big Pacific tuna fan. Also at the Essex Carp Show, I've got their new live system pop-ups and their live system booster. Yeah, not really a big pop-up fan, so we'll have to see how we use those, eh? What else did I get? I got this is old bait. This is bait that I've always got on me. These are Pacific tuna boilies. They've been soaked in Pacific tuna glug for about 6 months. So they're very sticky, very smelly. And I've got one of them on my hook now. So when I'm talking about freebies, what do I do with freebies? So with freebies, obviously you hear me say about the corn. I do flick out a bit of corn in these time of year, put a bit of colour on the bottom. I use my PVA nets. I said there's a nice company. I wonder if they're in here. No, it's not in here. But in the carp show, do a ton load of PVA net for something like a tenner, and that will last me a good 3 trips. That will definitely. So I use my PVA net. My pellet I feed. Now I used to use the Pacific tuna, as you would know, but my bite started dying down. So I went back to what I used to know when I was a kid, and last couple of trips I went Mousehole last year. I ended up winning the competition, got 2 trophies. Just a bit of laugh, no serious thing. Ended up having my PB, which was a 36.4 mirror, I think it was. And the bait that I was feeding out was, I was using PVA bags. I got a few of those. That's another fishery, it's Highland. So I've got 2 PVA bags that I use. Let's grab those. That's a fork, I need that. And I'll just get a pellet bucket like this, and I'll just fill it up with all different sized bloodworm pellet. I think it's £5 a bag. This holds about 4 bags. I couldn't get a lot this time. The local tackle shop didn't have much in, he just sold quite a few apparently. But yeah, and I use the bloodworm. I think it works best. It smells absolutely gorgeous, you could eat it. I'll just put them in PVA bags. And that's my freebies, and that's what my bait sits on top. It leaves a nice dust in with that. I'll just sit there and I'll just make them up, but there's nothing else to do. So that's my go-to baits, really. Pacific tuna, obviously it's first time using pop-ups and using pop-up rigs. I suppose I'll show you my rig later, especially if it catches, but I'm not too confident on it, but we'll see, won't we? Part of fishing. bite alarms. Let's talk about bite alarms. Now, I used to have the SK1 Sonics, which were okay. I didn't quite like the look of them, and they was getting a little bit out of date, so I bought the Sonic Gizmos, which come in a lovely case like this. What I like about the Gizmos is that you get the bivvy light with it, which goes off every time your alarms go off. It lights up the colour of your alarms. So before I'm even getting out of the bivvy, I know which rod's gone off, which is handy for me. You get a nice receiver with it, which has got quite a good distance on it. They're quite tricky to set up, so if you do have a set of these or buy a set of these, yeah, watch a video on YouTube, because it does come in handy. Otherwise you get really frustrated that they're not working, and they are working, you're just not doing it properly. I've got the corded swingers on with the weights. And with bite alarms, I've just got a cheap little tripod, nothing special. So I do need to get a new one, it is slowly falling apart. I've got an Avid bivvy table, which is huge. My bed's a Nash big boy, because I'm a big lad. And I have a Fox Infinity sleeping bag to keep me warm. Rods and reels I use are Dower Black Widows. Matching set. I've got the marker rod and all that with that as well. And I've got Dower Black Widow reels as well, just to match the rods. I'm not a tackle tart. I don't care if it's all mixed. I know you do get some of them people tackle tarts. My wet gear is important, I would say. So I have the Tracker 3-piece suit. But to be honest, I've never used the bombs. I've got the jumper on, the jacket's behind me. That's the thing, I get too hot in the bottoms. And with my dodgy waist, being had a hip replacement here, it's not too comfortable. Boots, I haven't got them on today. But I have the Nash boots with the fur inside. There's some good points about them, some bad points about them Nash. The bad points is that they're very uncomfortable around the ankle where you've got the plastic bit on. Good points is they are very warm because of the fur inline, and they're very light, so that's a good thing too. But that's my setup. There's not much else I'm going to talk about. Tracker bivvy, it's an old one. I'm probably going to invest in something new soon, but at the moment it does the job, so I change it. I need a new rod bag. My rod bag is falling apart inside and then it all breaks away. So I'm looking at the new Tracker 6-piece rod bag. I like the way the rods, where the reels are, it's solid, it's quite sturdy. I like that fact, and the fact that I could put my bite alarms in the middle compartment, which is good. But apart from that, it's just time to sit back and relax now. Get down to my cooking bits. I've just got a Tracker stove. It takes the gases like that. Nice light one. Most important in the summer is your sunglasses. Now I go through so many sunglasses throughout the year. I bought these ones offline. I don't think they're real. They seem a bit flimsy, but they might be. Off Amazon. And if you can see that, it's a Calder. It's the Calder sunglasses. They've got a little Calder sign in the top bottom corner. But they fit comfortable, they're polarised. But yeah, that's me Calder glasses. In the Fox case, because the last pair I had were Fox, and I tried on them. But the case is quite nice, so I'm not bidding that. Like I said, not a tackle tart. And then my sunglasses. I do have a hat. It's in the car. You always need a hat in the summer. Obviously, this is it's cloudy as hell, so I don't need to worry about that. But I bought do you know Alex and Carl on Facebook? A lot of people have heard of them. I bought one of their hats. Well, that was a knock. That was a wind. That was a knock. Yeah, I bought one of their hats, Being a big lad, I sweat a lot, and I sweated in it, and it started getting a bit mouldy, so I've got to wash it. So Alex, if you want to be nice and you see this video, or Carl, shall I say, send me out a new hat. But apart from that, all gravy. So now it's just to sit back and chill, I suppose. Got size 6 on, if you're wondering. I think size 6 is my go-to, but what I am going to do is slip up to, when I go in April on Mousehole, quite a few of us go, we've booked out Kingfisher Lake. I'm going to slip up to an 18mm boilie, a Pacific tuna on a size 4 hook. You'd have to use micro bulbs over there, so I'm going to be a size 4 micro bulb hook with a kicker, I think. Let's see what happens there. And have the other rod on a pop up. I just keep saying it while I keep swearing down on these pop ups, so I've got to stick it out and just test out what works, what's comfortable for me. But at the moment, definitely just prefer the bottom bait on a basic rig, a basic hair rig. A little bit of tubing around the hook, and then an anti-tangle sleeve. That's it. Make them about that long. But apart from that, I'm going to let you go and I'll get back to you. I'll show you where I'm fishing when I decided definitely on where I'm going for the night. Speak soon. So, what's changed since I last done the night? So basically, I like to change a few things up. I like to get rid of the tripod. It was too high up, the wind was catching it, and it was irritating me. The amount of bleeps I was getting, that was the wind. So I took the legs off the tripod and used them as bank sticks basically. It looks alright, as you can see. It's holding pretty well, and it's sitting pretty low, meaning I'm not getting no wind bites. When I ran in my pop-up rig, I realised that it wasn't sitting right. Basically, the weight I had bought yesterday was too small. The pop-up was just lifting it up, so I've had to put some weight putty over the top of it to make it drop down. It's sitting perfect now. Amateur mistake, but I should have tested it before I come out. I just didn't have time. But that's all sitting fine now. I've switched the bait pop-up to a live system. So instead of the Pacific tuna one, I've got a live system up with a live system booster around it, and I've stuck some of that Prawn King bait liquid over the top of it to make sure that the live system booster sticks to it. Obviously I know that will flake off as it goes into the lake, but that's what I want. Still on a bag of bloodworm pellet sitting underneath it. I ain't flicked any boardies over. I've picked my swim now, so I'm between the island and the over water flow in the middle there, and there's a few fish showing. In fact, as we speak now, I've just seen one jump about 2 rod lengths in front of my swim, so I'm hoping the best. I have seen quite a few fish show, most of them being along the island here. That is where one of my, right here is where my left rod is. You can't see where the right rod is over there, obviously. But I'll take some pictures and point out where my rods were, if I have anything. There's no point in telling you if I don't catch anything, is there? But I'm still sticking to the pop-up. I don't know what type of pop-up to use. So I'm using my live system, I don't know what colour. A lot of people say washed out pink's pretty good. So if I don't have anything in the next hour or so, and I might try a washed out pink one and see how that goes. It is 10:30 now. I've still got a Pacific tuna bottom bait on the left rod. And that's up by the island. Like I said, I saw about 3 or 4 fish jump now. I didn't think they'd be that close to the island, or they'd be a little bit deeper in the water, but I thought I'd plant one. I think it's about half a rod length. It's about 3 foot or something, 4 foot. away from the island. I think there's about 4 foot to 5 foot of water there still, so should be pretty alright. That's obviously got a bag on as well. And yeah, now it's just a waiting game, see what happens. I'll flick a few more boilies out there to keep him in the area. And if that bottom bait I don't have anything by 12 o'clock, then I'm probably going to try triple corn like I did back last couple of years ago, and see if that works. And flick out some corn over the top, see if that works. Because it worked before, so never know. Might have a few bream, a few tench off it, but fish is a fish. Let's see what happens.
A quick video, quick top up. Speak soon.
So I changed my left rod on to 3 bits of corn. Managed to make a corn PVA mix in a bag. Casted that out where I was seeing the showing, and I had a nice small one. Don't know how many videos I'm going to get done today because for some reason my phone battery is draining so quickly. It was 100% this morning and now it's on 44. And I don't even think it's like 11 o'clock yet. Oh, I don't think it's 1 o'clock yet, I should say. So I don't know why it's draining so quickly. Can't work it out, but we're here overnight and battery goes. Missus is going to get a bit upset, so won't be doing many videos. But yeah, so it's 1 to the corn, none to the pop-up so far. But it's a fish. First in 2023. That's it. Look at that. So just quickly, so what I've done with my corn is that I've mixed it with a bit of this, put the corn in a bucket. I actually found this bucket on the side of the lake with a lid as well, which people shouldn't be littering, but happy days, I didn't bring one. So yeah, so I've mixed a bag of corn, frozen corn with a bit of this. It's allowed me to be able to put it in PVA bags without PVA bags dissolving. It doesn't give me a lot of time. I can't make them up in bulk, but I can make them up as I'm ready to bring it in and recast that again. And it holds just enough to get it out there, which I'm hoping to give me the advantage. Now I've had 1 fish already, only a small 6 pound one. I've still got 1 rod on pop-ups, so we see how that goes. Changed my swim on the pop-up though, because where I thought would be okay, I've not even had the bleep. It's been out there for 2.5 hours, so seeing a bit of show on the island, so I thought I'd give it a go. That's it. Quick little update, number 6 by the way. I had 2 fish now, both been on my left rod on sweet corn. So I do know I said I was going to stick with pop-up on the right rod, but I think I'd be silly not to put sweet corn on the right rod just while I've still got daylight. Tonight when I finally settle in to sleep, I'm probably going to put a Pacific tuna dumbbell on the left one with the same bags that I've been doing in the same spots, and I'll probably put the pop-up back on the right one, just to see if I can have anything during the night on it, because obviously I don't want to leave sweet corn all night if I'm falling asleep, because you know what roach are like. Get a pound roach, it pecks it off the hair, doesn't it? So I'll be leaving me rods out there all night with no bait on, so I'll switch back over to boilies and pop-ups when it starts to get dark, probably about 6 o'clock I think it usually starts getting pitch black by then. I've got head torches and that to swap them all over, so yeah, as long as I can see where I'm casting, that bit sweet corn will be on till then. And that's it really. The last thing to report. So the last one was a nice mirror. I got pictures and that, so they'll all go up. Again, I'm finding it really hard to catch any fish on pop-ups, so. But I'm not going to give up. I've bought too many pop-ups. I've got like 7 boxes now. I've got a nice little collection of pop-ups. So I'm not going to give up using them. I've got to go Mousehole on the 2nd of next month, which is a couple of weeks. So I'll probably put one out on that. I think I'm using 3 rods there, so I'll have 1 on that and then 2 on the bottom. And then I've got Mousehole competition in April. So maybe, depending on what happens on the 2nd, if I use pop-ups in a competition. So because I only had to use 2 rods. So we'll see. See you in a bit. Lovely. It's getting back. Look at that. What a fish. Lovely. Look at it. Gorgeous. Let's get you back in. Get you back in. I'm getting you back in. Don't worry. I'm getting you back in. It is 5:15, I believe. And I have had 3 fish so far. Last one was about £20. Quite weird really, because I went to check my bait because I had corn on and reeled it in, or I'd snagged. So I gave it a little tug and it tugged back and I was like, oh damn, this is a fish. So played it, thought it was barbed hooked, foul hooked, not barbed hooked, sorry, because of the way like the run happened. But it wasn't. Bottom lip, nice and clean. Even come out of its lip when I netted it, so it was quite an easy one to get in altogether. I've had a bite since on that rod. By the time I got up to get it, it was gone. So probably gonna just reel it in and recast it. Some more bait on just before it gets too dark when I can't see where I'm casting. And I've got my bibby all set up. So I'm not cold, but quite mild. And I've got them little magnet hooks. Have you seen these magnet hooks? They're bloody brilliant. Let me turn the light on. I don't know if it's going to make any difference. There's the button. There you go. So these little magnet hooks. Little things there. Brilliant. That's holding my light up. So you put the magnet on the outside of your bibby and it connects straight to it. You can hang your coat up there, quite strong and all, so you can hang your coat on it, all your lights. I've got a couple of packs of those. They're pretty good. So it's the first time using those. I've packed up some of my stuff, put my chair away, put my bait back in its bait bag. I've got to put the kettle on that away in a minute because I'm not going to cook anymore. Put all the food in the bin, all the rubbish. So I've got to be out nice and early tomorrow. Don't like doing 24 hours because you have to be out so early. But I don't think he's going to moan. I'll bring the rods in at 7 and then just slowly pack up from there. What else can he say? Not like there's anybody else on the lake except for one person, which is down the other end. See how it is. Right, I don't think I'll be doing any more videos. Oh, not back. That's what I do. That made scared the shit out of me, that did. A bit loud, that. Maybe I'll leave it out there a little bit longer. That was a knockback like that, wasn't it? That was a bit loud. I think I'll do many videos during the night. Probably won't be taking any pictures or any videos of the fish. Yeah, it's just because my battery is on 26% now. I don't think it's going to last all night. So this is probably it from me. And if I've got a battery, I'll do a video before I go home. Let you know how many I had. If not, I'll have to do it when I'm home.
So it's
Right,
5:46. And nothing to report last night. It was quiet, not even a bite. I did change my bait over about 4 o'clock this morning on one of my rods. Sweet corn rod. When I reeled it in, I had somebody else's line on my hook, so I'm assuming that ruined it for me last night. I've had the pop-up, I've not touched the pop-up this morning. That's been out there all night. Not even the bleep. So, got to be off at 7. So I'm going to start getting up. Getting all my stuff packed up. It's pitch black still. One of the reasons I don't like doing a 24 hour. So you have to leave so early. Most of it's packed up. Just got to do about 4 runs to the car, which I'm not looking forward to. But yeah, so 3 fish altogether. One being quite a decent one, about £20. It was quite warm last night. It wasn't cold, a bit windy though. But apart from that, the actual night's been quiet. So yeah.